Hello there and welcome to another video from ES for Business and Life. Today we're going to be covering Unit 6 that corresponds to entertaining. We're going to be working on our market leader book for you, pre-intermediate student. In this section or video, we're going to be checking or covering the grammar. Let's begin. And today's objective is multi-word verbs, also called phrasal verbs. Well, we have two notes on these. Phrasal verbs have one or more prepositions such as on, out, with, after, etc. Verb tenses apply the same. Take up, takes up, took up. So don't forget to change the form of the verb. It doesn't matter if it has two or even three prepositions attached to it. Well, not two prepositions, sorry. Got a mistake there. There's another one, which is using the correct preposition is very important. Let me give you an example. The verb throw out means to discard. Something that you put in the garbage or you don't want anymore, so you throw it out. However, if you say throw up, we're talking about the action of vomiting. So, yeah, it's very important to know the difference between these two. And there are other examples just like this one. Alright, one more. The definition is not always clear or obvious. For example, the verb get along with was not very clear why along and why with is being used. We know that get means to obtain or to acquire, but if we put it together with the prepositions along and with, the result is to have a good relationship with a person, to pretty much be friendly or have a friendly relationship or a good relationship with a person. Well, a lot of notes today. They are more common than used than you think. So you may think that the word cancel is a very common word when you express yourself in English, like you know this in Spanish, cancel. But actually the more common word would be call off, which means exactly the same. Call off will be more common and used by English speaking people than just the word cancel. And that's why it's very important to memorize them. I know nobody likes this word, memorize. It can be boring, it can be tedious, but knowing them and memorizing each is very, very important, and it is key to using them correctly. Let's check some examples here. For example, we have she normally turns down an offer she's not sure about. Let's remind you that turn down means to reject, the opposite of accept. In example number 2, we have she turned them down because the pay was bad. This means that she did not accept the offer because she wasn't getting enough money for that job. Example number 3, she will turn you down if you don't explain well. Let's say that we're talking about a contract or a proposal. Well, if you don't explain, you will be turned down or you will be rejected. Or simply, this person, in this case she, will not accept your offer. Example number 4, she has turned down all my proposals this month. So I wrote all these forms just to be clear that the form of the verb changes depending on the tense. So here we have turns down, because we're talking about she. Turned them down, because we're talking about the past. Will turn down, because we have the auxiliary will. And has turned down. Don't forget that this is the past form and this is the VPP, or verb in past participle form. Some common phrasal verbs that you will see in your book and you will start using very soon are the following. We have take up, which is accept. We have take out, which means take someone to a restaurant or a bar. We have look forward to, which means expect something good to happen. There are some other mini rules, that's what I call them, or extra rules that apply to different phrasal verbs. In this case, we have the ing after rule. So when we use the expression or the phrasal verb look forward to, you need an ing verb. Let's say an example, I am looking, because it's right now, it's a temporary present. I am looking forward to talking to you. This is a fixed rule and you should always follow it anytime you use the verb look forward to. I'm looking forward to talking to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm looking forward to buying that device or buying that car. We have look after, which means make sure someone is fine or comfortable. You know this verb also as take care of, which also happens to be a phrasal verb. Look around means see the sights or check the area. So you can say, let me look around for a while. I want to check this new town. I want to check this city. I'm going to look around things. Also, we have look up to, which means to admire a person. And let me make a pause here. You can see that the original verb is look, but depending on the preposition or prepositions, we get totally different meanings. The next one, and I already mentioned it, to call off means to cancel. To cancel an appointment, to cancel an order, to cancel a meeting, etc. Carry on with means to continue. Let's carry on with the topic. Let's imagine that you are in a meeting and you don't want to stop for too long talking about not so important things. So you say, let's carry on with the project. Let's carry on with the figures, etc. We also have stand up for, which means to defend, just like in Spanish, defend. Stand out from, which means to be different from the rest. This is an R. Looks like something else. Rest. Yes. Another one that you will see a lot is come up with, which means to invent or to have a good idea, maybe for a project, a new strategy, marketing strategy, etc., etc., etc. Well, we have now complete sentences using some of these phrasal verbs or multi-word verbs. Number one, the boss will definitely notice if you come up with ideas to increase sales. So you have a good idea, a new good idea. Now you have increased sales. So we use the verb come up with or invent or make up. The next example, I'm looking forward to being promoted next year. So right now I have the expectation, I am waiting for this, I know it probably will happen, so we use look forward to, and remember that ing rule that I mentioned? It's right here. being promoted. Another one, you have to stand up for your ideas, otherwise people will manipulate you easily. Stand up for meaning defend. You have to defend your beliefs, your ideas, what you think, your position, and that will bring you good things. Now, the next one, Mr. Johnson asked me to take the Japanese visitors out so that they can see the city, or they can look around the city. Now, we have take out. That is our verb. In the middle, you can see that I have the Japanese visitors, which is the object of the sentence. Who am I taking out? The Japanese visitors. Let's move on. Well, before going to the thank you part, don't forget that we checked the grammar for Unit 6, which corresponds to entertaining. For you, pre-intermediate student, the objective was phrasal verbs, or also called multi-word verbs. We have important notes that you should write down. Keep them in mind. You need a preposition. You have to pay attention to verb change in tense or form. It's very important to remember what preposition to use. In some cases, you will have combinations that don't exist. That happens a lot. As well as a lot of different combinations of prepositions with the same verb. The definition is not very clear. That's why it's important to memorize. By memorizing these verbs, you ensure that you will expand your vocabulary, and you will always get the correct meaning. Well, we saw that very briefly. We have some different common phrasal verbs. Take up, take out, look forward to, look after, look around, look up to, call off, carry on with, stand up for, stand out from, come up with, etc. We had some examples as well. And now let's finish this by thanking you guys, or thanking you, pre-intermediate student, for watching this video. Remember that you can download it, watch it again, consult it anytime you want. This is what these videos are for. Thank you so much. Goodbye.